I can let her crib and let's that chopper on me. She say on the shit, she gon' put it on me. You can keep this out, I'ma smoke this OG. Remember way back then.
Fresh Squeezed family, welcome back to another episode of the Freshsqueezed Podcast. It is your boy, Mike Dog 39 per usual, and today I have a very special episode. So for those who watching video, you can see in the background right here that you see like a bunch of balloons and shit like that. But so it was my birthday, and for those who reached out to me, wished me a happy birthday, pulled up to the little you dig. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you to everyone who reached out and wished me a happy birthday, celebrated with me, gave me words of wisdom, encouragement. Rather, it was just a simple Facebook post or actual text. I really do appreciate that, and I think that's important because as we get older, you know, a lot of people get into their lives. So to take that time out your day of whatever you were doing to just stop and wish me happy birthday, I do appreciate that. But so I did turn 28 on the 28th. So some would call that a golden birthday. I'm not big into like the names and titles. It's just another birthday to me. But yeah, so it was my golden birthday. I turned 28 on the 28th, and I wanted to take a minute and actually record this pod today about just like, damn, I'm 28 years old. You know, I just started reflecting and thinking about, hell, 10 years ago, I was 18, graduating high school, thinking that I had so much time left to figure out what I want to do. And it's going to be so long before I turn 30, before I have kids, before I have a family, you know, all that shit. The same thing that everybody hears when they're in high school. I mean, the same thing that everyone thinks when they're in high school, right? We all heard the same stuff about it's going to come fast. It's going to come fast. You're going to look up and you graduated college. You're going to look up, you graduated high school, and you're looking for a job in the real world. And we all have that same thought as young, dumb teenagers, like, man, we got plenty of time, you know. And it's just became a reality. Not it just became a reality, but I want to say over this last year, I've started to actually take that serious and thinking ahead and planning ahead. Like, wow, in 2 years I'll be 30, you know. And not to say 30 is old, because it's not. And I definitely feel like I'm just beginning to get to where I want to be mentally in life and going forward. But essentially, this episode will be about just reflecting where you are right now, thinking about where you came from, what you want to do. And obviously, it is a new year as well. And this is my first solo pod of the new year. So I kind of wanted to give 3 keys or 3 things to focus on for the new year. These are just my things personally, but I love sharing my personal goals with you guys and seeing if maybe you can put it in your life and use it as well. Or if you just want to listen or shit, turn it off. It don't matter to me, but I just want to share this with y'all. So before we jump into it, though, thank you, everyone who been tapped in. If you watched the pod I did with Torrance last week, it was a very, very good one, man. He came all the way from Phoenix. He was just visiting for the weekend and tapped in with me. We talked about his experience overseas playing professional basketball in Georgia and going through COVID over there and where he is in life now and how he got on that path. So it was a very good interview. You know, I don't like calling them interviews, but it was a good pod and a good conversation with someone who went through a pretty traumatic experience, you know, going through COVID in another country and not knowing what your next steps were to be where he's at today and happy with his life. So make sure y'all go check that out. Of course, always leave a like and review if you can. Please subscribe on YouTube. Tap in on TikTok, you know, all that good shit, man. But so let's just get into it. So I just want to reflect on the 2023 year real quick and just my age 27 year. I feel like last year I didn't really accomplish anything that I strived out for at the beginning of the year. So for me, I was very content. I mean, I moved to a new spot. Y'all know about that already. But outside of that, I feel like I didn't really progress in life at all as far as wealth or physically. But mentally, I do feel like I changed a lot. And the biggest change that I noticed in myself was I started to get the real definition of sacrifice and like actually understand what sacrificing means. It's very cliche and we hear it all the time. It's a old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? You hear that and you take it with a grain of salt. But if you actually sit back and think about it and try to put that into your life of what does that really mean, it kind of gets very interesting and it makes you think. So I'm going to read the definition of sacrifice real quick. Sacrifice is, well, first of all, when I was writing down this definition, I looked up sacrifice and it brought up some whole other shit about killing animals. And I, you know what I'm saying? So obviously I'm not talking about that sacrifice. I'm talking about this definition is an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something else regarded as more important or worthy. So think about that right now and ask yourself, are you where you want to be in life right now? Are you headed down that right path? And if the answer is no, or you're questioning it, maybe you have to look at your life and look at yourself and ask yourself, well, what do I need to sacrifice? And so for me, obviously I don't have it all figured out. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I kind of feel like mentally I'm starting to get there and I'm starting to understand the true definition of sacrifice in my life. So I'm a sucker for coming home from work and just like not doing shit. I'm gonna just be completely honest. And I'm sure a lot of people who listening to this, especially younger people, are too. I have a very physical, like 9-to-5 job. So I always use that as a crutch to whenever I have a rougher day to come home and just not do anything. Rather it's I'm stuck on YouTube or I'm watching Netflix or I'm just chilling until, you know, NBA come on, NFL come on, whatever the case may be. Like none of those things are truly going to help me get to where I need to go and truly help me progress in life. And I know that in my mind, but I wasn't necessarily willing to cut that out. I wasn't willing to come home and say, damn, I had a rough ass day, but I'm still about to record a pod, or I'm still about to, you know, create clips for the week, or hell, work on my resume, whatever it may be. But as the year went on and as we got closer to this year, and I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm on some new year, new me shit, because I'm really not. I was feeling like this the whole back end of last year when I kind of just decided that I'm not heading where I want to go. Like I don't want to be 35 and I'm still working a hard 9-to-5, coming home using the same excuse of I had a rough day, so I'm not going to do shit. Right? So I have been trying recently to really stick with, okay, I know I'm going to have to sacrifice something. And for me, it's just that downtime of doing nothing, for example. And it's been hard. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. But I feel like in order to reach that level of wherever it is you want to go, and for some people, it's not necessarily a millionaire. It's not necessarily a celebrity, but maybe you just don't want to work for anyone else. Maybe you want to create your own business and you're talented at it. You have the skill for it, but you just always seem to create an excuse not to do it. And that's, once again, this is not a bad thing. Like every person I feel like goes through this at a certain point. Like some people mature faster than others. For example, those who have children already may be like, I can't afford to really sacrifice for my career because I'm sacrificing for my kids. Well, you're still doing something to progress and better yourself moving forward. I'm just speaking for me as general because that's the only path that I know, you know, because it's what I've been going through. I can't speak for nobody else, but everyone matures at different speeds. Everyone figures out different things at different times, you know, just based off of life experiences. For me, I was cooling it last year. I've been cooling it the past couple years. Like I'll drop here and there. I'll get a sense of motivation or a feeling or that burst of like, yeah, I'm really about to put in work. And then next week I'm right back to the same shit. So reflecting on 2023 and year 27 of my life, I think the biggest thing I learned was sacrifice. Of course, man, as always, let me know in the comments what y'all think. And if there's any lessons you learned last year, or if there isn't, or if there's anything you trying to work on this year to help you progress and move forward in life. So with that being said, here are my 3 keys for this year. 3 goals to work on to try to progress and just be better, man. I always talk about being better every day. So here are my 3 goals for the year. Stay focused and consistent on whatever it is I'm striving to do. So I've been trying to build this media company for since 2019. So it's 2024, about 5 years, like 4.5 years now. And I never really felt like I was truly consistent. And I never really felt like I put my all and like actually was focused every day on that thing. And I know a lot of people have trouble with that, no matter what it is in their life, whether it's the gym, eating healthy, trying to build a career, hell, even work. Like if you're not consistently putting in your best foot forward at work, but you want to climb that corporate ladder, like that shit kind of hard to do. I know that's very rare in today's age, but I mean, it still factors in here. So one of my keys, stay focused and consistent on whatever goal it is you set out for yourself for the year. Number 2, think for the future while still being present. And the big one for me, the reason I thought about that and the reason that correlates with what I'm trying to say here is I'm a big Bears fan. Those who know, I'm a huge Chicago Bears fan. And one saying that the head coach of the Chicago Bears says is basically like, we are where our feet are, right? Which is being present in the moment and focusing on what's going on in that moment. So I'm trying to do that, but while also making decisions in that moment to help me in the future, if that makes sense. I know that shit a little confusing. I damn near just did a whole ass word salad right there. But basically, I want to be present. Like, I want to still be able to enjoy life and enjoy the grind. And hell, I got trips coming up this year. I'm supposed to go to Mexico. Like, when I'm thinking about that, but I still want to be focused on whatever my task is in that moment, if that makes sense. If you know what I'm saying? I know that's a little difficult to explain, but I think it's extremely important to be present, because if you always just focused on the future and what's going to happen and worrying, you're going to look up and you'd have missed time. You'd have missed a week, or you'd have missed, for example, going to work, right? People dread Monday. People dread going to work Monday through Friday, especially Monday. Looking forward to the weekends all the time. Well, the weekends for most people are only 2 days. So you're skipping hella days throughout the year because you're just focused on the weekends. If you take what I'm trying to say is being present in the moment, but still making decisions based on your future, Monday is another opportunity. Look at Monday as another day to be better and to create something for your future, right? So for me, that's what I'm going to strive to do throughout the year. Come home from work, like I'm present, I'm locked in, like let's get some work done that will help me for the future. And the third one is just being knowledgeable in more areas of life. A lot of people, especially in the Black community, we weren't really raised with thinking about finances, and really that's like the big one. Finances for when you get older, especially people in my age bracket and younger. When we get older, there might not even be a whole, like retirement might not even be a thing. Social Security, all that shit, it might not be a thing. So you have to create knowledge and learn about money or learn about health, because a lot of us don't go to the doctor regularly either unless something is wrong. But if you can create knowledge and learn more about those things, not only will you be able to spread that to your family and friends, but you being more knowledgeable yourself is only a benefit later in life, you know? So yeah, I'm 28, but focusing on my finances now, or putting shit away, learning how to invest, learning about stocks and dividends, bonds, and all of that now is still better than what my family before me was doing, right? Not to talk bad about them, but it all just boils down to knowledge. And I just really want people to just be more knowledgeable in all areas of life. And I think that'll take us a long way, because who knows where the world and government, all of that shit will be by the time, we the grandparents, So, yeah, man, those are the 3 goals for me of the year, the 3 keys that I want you to try to focus on. And if not, maybe share it with someone else that, wants to look into self-improvement. If not, I appreciate you tuning in and listening nonetheless. But so just to recap real quick, the three goals for the year: stay focused on whatever it is you choose. Make decisions for the future while still being present, and building knowledge in more areas of your life. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. I just wanted to do a quick little pod just to, really check off these goals and make sure that I'm holding myself accountable too, and I'm not just talking shit. I wanted to lock in, do a pod, share these thoughts with y'all. Once again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. And this year, we got a lot more coming up. Like I said, I'm going to Mexico for a week this year. So by the time I do that, I want to have a solid-ass fan base to where I'm sharing that experience with y'all as well. I got hella weddings coming up this year. Just a whole bunch of content will be coming out. Not to mention, I'm trying to actually really stick to dropping a pod every single week and just talking to different minds, more creators. There's a lot of talent out here that needs to be showcased. And if I can be the one to put that on a platform and get a light brought to where I'm from and the talent around here, then, God willing, that's what it'll be. But until then, I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Fresh Squeeze family. Love you all. And I'll talk to you later.
You will find another me if you lucky. Yeah. I gave you all of me. I got on my ass, I got me a bag, and look at you calling me. You said I ain't shit and I thought I was toxic. How you fall for me?